Should read summary number 4 says that Trump is elected and BLAGA is in hysteria. This takes us to YouTube. I'll play about 5 minutes of this video and then we'll discuss it. Oh, hold on. Sorry. I didn't share the screen, did I? Here we go.
We see it. We see something. We see
Oh,
it.
you can't. Hold on. I gotta stop sharing. For some reason, this thing shuts down the audio, and I have to see it in StreamYard to know. Okay, so let me share it again. Okay, here we go. So we'll play about 5 minutes of this, and then we'll discuss it.
We just want to thank you, Father God, because your words can't be amended. You said in your word, God, that a woman can't lead. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's in the Quran, Father God. So right now, we'll just give thanks and all honor in your son, Jesus Christ, for bringing Trump back to the White House. I got my president back. Hold up that fist. Oh, they tried to kill him. They tried to convict him. They tried to wrongfully convict him. They tried, oh, Father God, just thank you. We give all honor and praise to the Son, Jesus Christ. Yes, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. We got my man back. We got my man back. They thought the engine go in. They thought we got my man back. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Oh, I was born in the USA. Boy, it's Trump everything around here. It's Trump everything. It's Trump everything. Oh, it's Trump everything around here, boy. Girl, look, it's Trump everything. Look, we got Trump candy. It's Trump everything. We got Trump candy. Milk chocolate rice, crispy candy, boy. Nigga, we got Trump candy around here. I'm talking about real niggas fucking real. Oh, I was born in the USA. 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 I was they mad, boy, the girl. They woke up mad, and I woke up glad. Everything to try to stop my life. They reporting it. They die. Wham. They doing everything to try to stop the little bit of Charles and White lie. Man, I'll lose another page for this president. I'll lose another page for this president right here. They doing everything to try to stop my life, Mr. President. Mr. President, they doing everything to try to stop my life, Mr. President. They don't want me to celebrate, but they were going to celebrate. Had one more. Y'all let the people have a free little dirt. Rest in peace, King Von. I'm just trying to celebrate a great president. That's all I'm trying to do. And I ain't trying to hurt nobody celebrating Mr. President. They got the white man back in the White House where it belongs. White man don't believe nowhere but in the White House. That's where it belongs, in the White House. Don't nobody else belong in the White House but that man. Anybody else belong on the job, working. The white man run this country. Don't nobody know how to run this country like a white man. I firmly believe that. You put somebody else, they don't know what to do in this wartime. White man know what to do in the wartime. The white man know what to do in the wartime. That's why I say put the white man back in there, because he know exactly what to do, and he know what to do with. Don't nobody else know what to do with these people. But the white man know what to do. Give police full immunity. We're asking for full immunity, Mr. Trump. We want the police to have full immunity running around this country, because when they got to go into the hood, they might lose their lives. And if they try to do their job, they might lose their job. So what we need the police to have full immunity, Mr. President. Please, Mr. President, hurry up, sign an executive order to give the police full immunity so they can do their job to the best of their ability, to the fullest, Mr. President. We thank you. Oh, Father, just fall to your knees and thank the Lord. Oh, just fall to your knees and thank the Lord for putting the white man back in the White House. A strong white man back in the White House. Oh, we will be great again. 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 I was born in the USA. Say, boy, I got Trump everything. I've got Trump. Right, I just the new Trump hat. Look at that. That's the new boy, that boy. Take out, that's the new boy. Ooh, that's the new boy. Look at that now. Ah, that's when we were hoping he was coming back. That's when we were hoping he would come back. Look at that say right there. USA, United States of America. That's what happened. Money then. Oh, I'm a son of a Confederate soldier. Look what we got the Trump coin, right? Look at that Trump coin. Look how Mr. President looking right there, y'all. Oh, look at my president. Flip him over, boy. That's a real gold coin. Eh? That comes straight from the White House. Watch this here. Boy, we got Trump candy. We got Trump socks. Make America MAGA. A MAGA. That kind of fine. This the first MAGA hat right here. Look how old it is. Oh, that's the first MAGA hat there. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Look at him. Look at him, y'all. Look at him. You better look at him. Look at him right now. Look at him. Look at my president. That's my president. Oh, that's my president. That's my president.
Yeah, I think that's enough of that. If there ever was a black fellow who would suck white dick, it's that dude right there. And by the way, Boyce Watkins, all these prominent black talking heads, these are the guys. These guys were paid for, man. Bought and sold. Absolutely. Some of them might feel this way deep down, but these is dick sucking black men, just to be frank about it. With that said, let me get to Oni because I know Oni's time differences is funny with us. But Oni, what say you to this?
Yeah, I don't think we should be calling each other names on the panel. But why do we have to see this video, Buana? Nah, I was messing. But yeah, that was weird. That was I feel like that was an act. Like it got to be an act. Like, but at the same time, because that's the thing. Part of me is like this. Obviously, it's scripted. Obviously, it's just social media, just trying to antagonize. But there's something there, and there's actually something in what Jose was saying. Like because I somebody told me to go check out the atheists on Reddit or whatever, and it's the atheists on Reddit. So they're a bunch of white folk, obviously, and they're flipping out about Trump and Trump's election. Even before even before he won, they were just like, "Oh my gosh, probably 2025, we're going to be a theocracy, or we're going to be so on and so forth." And the reality is, a lot of people, a lot of Republicans, were convinced that Trump was the Christian candidate. Now, obviously, Kamala Harris is a Christian, right? But at the same time, the Democrats were not distancing themselves from the transgender agenda. They were not distancing themselves from abortion or whatever. And now I'm not against abortion, obviously, but why would I be? But I'm just saying that a lot of people, even though to Kofi's point that it was Republican propaganda saying this or that, the big difference is that I'll actually put it this way. So there was this black guy who refused to vote for Kamala because she has Indian ancestry and Jamaican ancestry, right? And according to him, she's just not, FBA or whatever, right? Which I thought was stupid. And he of course, then said we got to get a black agenda. We need a politician with a black agenda or something like that. And the reality is this: you got to look at these political parties, right, as coalitions. Okay. And the reality is the only party that was going to include you as a black person in the coalition were the Democrats. Now, this was not a great coalition because it eventually grew into, LGBT, I guess college educated white women, obviously, African Americans, tried to be Latina, all that kind of stuff. And that could have worked in the 1960s when black folk were 14% of the population, and white folk were 84 or 86%. But now it's the case that black folk are 14% still, right, or 13%, whatever, and but white Americans are 60-something%. Okay, and besides from that, like once upon a time, the country was just two races, and it was majority white. But now, even though white people are still a majority, right? Latinos are the second biggest demographic. So you might have, let's say 14% black folk and 15% white folk. I'm Latinos, or even let's say 13% black folk, 12% black folk, and 14% Latinos. The point being that there are more Latinos in America than there are, so on and so forth. So what that does, and this is what's important for us, right? It means that there's no damn way that black folk, that a black candidate, that a pro-black or a black, whatever, exclusively black politician is going to win the presidency of the United States of America. Jill Stein, right, which was just a scientist, obviously, right? But Jill Stein, she was like, she got 600,000 votes and 0 electoral votes. And the thing is this, that even though there are more black Americans than there are, Green Party, I guess, I don't know. But the point being that black Americans are not a majority in any state in the United States of America. They're not a majority in any state in the United States of America, which means that they will not win any electoral votes if it were just a black party. So black people have to go into a coalition. However, the Republicans under Trump formed a coalition of racists and Christians. Okay, not to say that Christians are different from racists, just saying that, they form and America happens to be majority racist and Christian, or even not majority racist and Christian. The reality is that if you're going to distance yourself as black people from LGBT, if you're going to distance yourself from Latinos, whatever you distance yourself from, the reality is that you are now locked out of political party and political power, and the political opposition are the strongest political opposition to whatever coalition you may form is going to be a coalition that's against you as a people, just on the merit of you being black. So, obviously, Charleston White, I feel like Charleston White content is kind of a joke. Obviously, whether he's serious or not, and of course, I don't think he's serious. As far as I remember, allegedly, he was a community activist, probably for police reform or something. I don't know. But of course, money hit different. But obviously, like, a lot of people make content just for, just for the sake of making, earning bread, and the reality is that, a guy of low employment, or a lot of people are of low employment, no disrespect to low employment, but I'm just saying a lot of people are unemployable, let's say, or not going to be wealthy in their lifetime unless they could. And so he just says, look, if I sell an image of a negative black person, that's it. But I think the larger issue is, because he talks about, the Bible says that, so on and so forth. Like, part of me feels like a lot of people didn't vote for, because by the numbers, Biden won 81 million votes. Harris won, I can't remember the final count, but let's say 69 million maybe, right? Which is 12 million vote difference, right? Basically, the Democrats technically had the numbers to win, but a lot of people didn't vote. So it's not so much, black people voted in this percentage. 12 million people sat out, or 15 million people sat out the election. For whatever reason that they may have had, a lot of people, it's not even so much who voted as much as who didn't vote at that point. And because of that, and one of the things that you might see in common with regard to Hillary's loss versus Biden's victory is, unfortunately, I don't want to be that guy, but it might just be that a lot of people didn't vote for her because she's a woman, And again, a lot of black people do not share that opinion, right? That, we shouldn't vote for somebody just because they're a woman. But the reality is that a lot of Americans did. And because of that, I think that should just be a wake-up call in regards to, if you're going to be a part of a nation, right? What are the true values of that nation? And in a sense, Charleston White is articulating the true values, even though he's doing it in such a coon way, even though he's doing it clearly for a money grab, he's kind of articulating the zeitgeist, i.e., women shouldn't be elected, white men should be in charge. And there was this white racist. I don't know if you play that video, but there was a white racist the guy who debated Tariq Nasheed, who said the same thing. He said basically the reason why he voted for Trump, even though Trump is, an idiot, obviously, whatever. The reason why he voted for Trump was it was better for the survival or the longevity of the white race. And that's it.
Yeah, that was Jared Taylor talking to that Asian guy in that video. With that said, let's go to thanks only for that. Let's go to Jose. Jose, what say you?
Yeah, I have questions about this guy. Like I don't know, man. The in general, black people are disappointed. I'm not gonna say angry, because if we would be angry, we would be more proactive than reactive. But in general, you can make money on black people being negative, and this dude is that type, and he's trolling, and that's what he's making money off. Like, I can't believe that he was a community activist. I mean, I've seen videos where he actually uh, he sort of tells police he's being stopped at the highway, and he's actually telling those police officers that he used to work with them. So what is this guy? I'm confused, yeah, what I want to say, what Oni says, and I forgot to mention to mention it from this angle. Theoretically, black folks or immigrants are orphans, but political orphans, and the only in the United States, because you have this political system, two-party system, you are orphaned, or you if you want to stick to your moral values, you are orphaned, or forced to vote for something else than the Democratic Party, or in other words, the traditional left. So yeah, and then you have these clowns. I don't understand why someone would make this videos like this. Also, the Democrats crashing out. Why would you sit in front of why would you do this? I don't understand. I don't understand. You vote, and you go on to your business, especially as black folks, because no one is there for us, even us. We're not able. Here in the Netherlands, there was this black party, and the priority was degeneracy. Like, why does a black party have to fight for the LGBTQ? Because yeah, we're all minorities. Yeah, minorities. Women are welcome. LGBTQ is welcome. Everybody is welcome. The religious groups, everybody is us, because we are a minority. No, we're not. We are black, and it's time that we go for black agendas. And I see it nowhere happening. I see us comply to the democratic system. It's a game. We play by their rules, and we don't have an agenda. We're not like any other group that has its own network. We don't have a network. What have you? You have these type of clowns that eat off of our dismay, off of our disappointment, and yeah, I, I'm just gonna say it. It hurts to see this motherfucker every time. It just hurts to see this motherfucker, because he eats. He has a fan base. People that agree with him, like yeah, the white man is our only ally. And I don't know. I guess everybody has seen that video of him also. It's yeah, it's beyond this disgusting. It's sad, and I mean it. And yeah, I yield the mic.
Appreciate that, Jose. Let's have from Kofi next. Kofi, what say you?
I want to say that this is a parody. I was like, all right, it's a parody. Maybe he's doing this as a parody of all the coons that voted for Donald Trump or whatever. Then after I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait. He has way too much Trump merch for this to be a parody. And I'm thinking, is he trolling? Like this is an expensive troll. I mean, he got the Trump coin. Only thing I didn't see is the Trump sneakers. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw the Trump coin, I'm like, yo, this dude got the Trump coin and a bunch of other things that, I like, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. The only thing I didn't see was the Trump sneakers and the like the Trump bobblehead. But he has like all the big items that Trump that's been grifting. But I don't know what I don't know what to make of this. I think he's a little bit serious. This is Charleston White we're talking about. So you have to take what he says or what he does at a grain of salt. To him, he'll say he's like 80% coon, 20% rational, and he'll say some stuff that will make sense. But for the most part, I ignore him. And he's saying "Born in the USA," singing the Bruce Springsteen song "Born in the USA," when ironically Bruce Springsteen, endorsed Kamala Harris. So I found that strange, or I don't know if he's saying that as a middle finger to Bruce Springsteen or whatever. I don't know, but again, this is Charleston White. But I think I'll take it as black people who voted for Trump. This is how they feeling, because I think he is emulating that quite well. It's probably like, how they feel. And I understand how they feel because, then he got the whole Confederate flag, he got the hats, he got the little whatever he got around his neck, scarf or a blanket or whatever. And it is synonymous with the Trump campaign. So I'm going to go out on a limb and take it as it's a parody, or maybe he's securing his position and his place for the next 4 years as a good house nigga, and maybe he's using that as good. Like, hey, look, I was with y'all the whole time. I don't know, what I'm saying? Like, with black people right now, it's usually, they got the same fight or flight. Here is either fight or coon. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't fighting this, you're cooning, or you're making that, explanations and reasons and all this stuff why Trump is not so bad and other people, and look at this person and that person, all to distract. But I'm going to take this as him just making fun of Trump supporters, keeping in mind that he may be serious. He may be serious, and not to relitigate what was said before. Again, I'm going to say a little bit. The reason why I say Kamala Harris lost is due to that she's black, she's a woman, and disinformation, right? And the disinformation that was, one of the things, yes, that's on people's minds about kids getting transgender kids, and they want to do this and do that. A lot of people believe that bullshit. And the thing about the Trump campaign that they know the average person is going to disagree with that. So even though they're going to capitalize on the fact that gay people are mostly on the left, despite the fact there are also a lot of gay people on the right. The most famous transgender in America is Caitlyn Jenner, aka Bruce Jenner, and she's a Republican, and she's cool with Trump, but nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk. They only want to just put it on there, because the whole thing is hypocrisy and fear mongering and just taking advantage of people's fears. That's why I ask, what are they running on? What is policy? But again, it's all about optics. It has nothing to do with truth. It has to do with what it looks like. It doesn't look good or whatever. So I'm going to go based upon my feelings and not look for facts. But hey, we just going to learn, America. For in this point right now, it's okay. It's more important to give the middle finger to trans people. It's more important to give a middle finger to black women, to women in general, to people of color, right? That's more important. So we're going to let the racist, rapist, pedophile in, but these motherfuckers say they're moral people, right? Again, right now, I can hold my head high because I know I have morality than most of these people out here. I'm sitting on the side of truth, and at the end of the day, history is now currently showing that America made a mistake, right? And it's all gonna play out, and that's pretty much it.
Good conversations tonight. Anthony, what say you?
Yeah, 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 that was funny, man. I was like, I was just like Kobe and like my brother, man. At first, I thought it was like him doing a parody. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought about it for a minute. You know what? You know, Sean's a white man. You know, I mean, you know, he got, you know, I think the Negro got paid. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I think it was some pay. I think it was some paid shit and everything, you know. But I mean, you know, he's a problematic Negro. I mean, look, we've always had our Willie Kings. You know what I'm saying? Ever since Gabriel Prosper, we've had our Willie Kings. And we're gonna continue to have our Willie Kings. But I think that I'm like, I mean, it's almost. I mean, it was so. It's hard for me to like to, you know, to give a serious commentary about it because the shit was so damn stupid. I mean, you know, just looking at this shit, Coco. I mean, it was just so damn stupid. And like, I just think that okay, you know, listen to some of the shit that he said. Let's go back. Let's go back to the 1930s in Europe, in Germany. Now you know, don't you know that when Adolf Hitler was running and was running for Chancellor of Germany, you know what? A whole bunch of Jewish people voted for him. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of them. A whole bunch of them voted for him. You know what I'm saying? Because they thought that guess what? He had some of the same value. They shared values and this and that. And you know how sometimes you hear these conversations about black people being, you know, more conservative and stuff like that. In which, you know, like I know in my generation, in Yukoku, when we was growing up, our parents and stuff were more conservative. You know,
Yes,
on a lot. Our parents were more conservative on a lot of things, and so some things that you would probably in our generation that you would hear certain people say, like Reagan or something. Not that we love no Ronald Reagan here now. Hey, I despise Reagan, I despise Trump. But I'm saying some things that you would hear the Republicans say was actually some things that we did agree with. No, to a degree. No, on some things. I ain't somebody, you know, the other stuff. But I'm just saying, you know, because we were, you know, black people were, you know, kind of, you know, with the conservative thing. But like I said, a whole lot of Jews voted for Hitler until they found out who he really was. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when they got their Jewish wake up call, it's just like Negroes getting their Negro wake up call. You know what I'm saying? But so I mean, like I said, we gonna always have our Willie Kings who gonna sell out, our revolutionaries, you know, who gonna sell out the movement, you know, who gonna sell out, you know, sell out. Period. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, you know, I think he's just like a face of what's really going on among our community, man. I thought he was like parodying, like I'm saying, like what Kobe was saying. Like I thought it was like a parody of his black people, his African people. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was just so hard for me to say. Hey man, I was laughing too goddamn hard, really, at this fool. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with Kobe on a lot of it, man. You know, on some of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave it at that, man, for time constraints.
appreciate that, Anthony. Let's hear from Black Steel. Black Steel, Trump is elected and Blaga is in hysteria. What say you?
I hate this fucking guy, man. I hate this fucking guy. Every time I see him, I'm like, what? Who is giving him screen time? Who is giving this dude access to the internet? Somebody needs to cut his internet. Cut the wires, man. Dig up the fiber optic cables, man. Who is backing this dude? Does anybody not get the irony of talking about I love America while you're wrapped in Confederate flags? As if the Confederacy didn't try to destroy America. The Confederate States were in rebellion against America. But here you are repping Confederate flag. It's not. It's Jesus. He's dumb as fuck. It's hard for me to really digest this dude. He's just such a freaking clown. He's a parody of I don't even know, but he's just ignorant. He lives, breathes, eats, and shits ignorance. Donald Trump's victory is no win for black people. What? And you said a white man needs to run this country. How's that worked out for us for the past, I don't know, 200 and something years, almost 250 years? How's that really working out for us? It's not working out. There's 200, yeah. How's that working out? A white man running the country, right? Black, it's just these guys are just, this dude is just a fucking clown. Who's bankrolling him? We need to find out who's bankrolling him so we can just deal with this dude, man. This is just he's not even entertaining. He's almost it's his very presence is an insult, right? Because he not understand that black people what we've suffered and gone through in this country, or he probably does. He said he used to be a community activist, but then he's a sellout. And black people don't have the monopoly on sellout. There's plenty of non-black people who sell out for their community. But then are they given platforms like this? Are they given the exposure that he's getting? And I guess that's what bothers me more than anything is the amount of exposure this self-hating coon gets. Is that he gets internet, he gets streams and things like that. Fuck him. I'm done.
Appreciate that, Black Steel. In the chat, Provide Tricks of Evolution says a case of total psychological alienation. Highly pathological. A sad state of affairs. A great barrier to black liberation and an indication that blackness goes beyond one's phenotype. She adds, that's shocking. Trigger Happy 262 Plus asks an interesting question. He says, is Charleston White the embodiment of what black American identity is supposed to be? Keyword, American. I know this brother has been chomping at the bit to say his piece here. Let's hear from Brother Bakari. Brother Bakari, what say you to Charleston White?
It's a lot of black folks that's like Charleston White, but they don't want to see it. Look, man, my homeboy, one of my best friends, sent me a picture of his brother after the election. This dude wore a Donald Trump sweatsuit for 2 days. He had the sweatsuit and the hat on, say Trump, for 2 days. The day the election started, the day of the election, and the day after the election. So it's a lot of black folks that feels like Charleston White. It's a lot of black people. Just go listen to Drunk Joe Brown. It's a lot of black people that want a white boy like Donald Trump in charge of them. There's a lot of black people that's okay. Because I already told folk why I voted. So there's no need for nobody to talk about a Democrat to me because it don't matter. It's a lot of black people okay with that white boy, that white tent, and I absolutely hate him with a passion. There's a lot of black people that's okay with him being in charge after standing and calling for hurt and destruction to black people. So there's a lot of Charleston Whites in H.K. Edgerton's, like Anthony said, like when the Jews, it was 200,000 Jews in the Nazi army. It was 70,000. Just remember this: there was 70,000 black people that fought for the Confederacy. Those 70,000 people have descendants. I think some of them went to the Bahamas. But anyway, those 70,000 people have descendants. And they and
Koku.
Coco, disagreeing is one thing, but
And
outright insulting somebody that shouldn't fly on here. And we've heard a lot of insults directed, and that's not
That
okay.
that
That's
that
not
that
okay.
no, that was to me. That was to me. That was to me. That
No,
was
but
to me.
that's not the
Black.
point.
That
Who
was
the
to me.
fuck you
Nah,
think
Barter's
you
fair
are?
game.
Who the fuck do you think you are, bro?
so I'm going. It's a lot of people that is absolutely okay with this, bro. It's a lot of people that feels just like him, whether they say they don't or not. The non-voters, the third-party voters, and can't nobody tell me about my opinion and how I feel and how I see things. Who don't want to stand up against a white boy. My point is gonna be my point. Want to stand up against a white boy that was calling for hurt of black people. Done put a battery in the back of these folk. Got them thinking they can do whatever they want to do, like the white boy finna punch that black girl with the MAGA hat on. We trying to figure out and say, well, let's just wait to see the ending results and see what happened to the school in Tennessee. No, I already got my ending result. I'm gonna treat them, I'm gonna stand to them the way they stand at me, the way they have always stood against us. And if you're gonna be saying you prepared to fight and you prepared to do whatever, you're gonna have to be prepared to say, this is my opinion. You're gonna have to be prepared to say, no, I can't ride with that white boy. No way, shape, or form. I can't make no excuses for that white boy when somebody say something about him. Charleston White is a whole lot of Charleston Whites. There's a whole lot of Charleston Whites roaming around out here right now. And by the way, you say insults shouldn't be allowed on here. Bawana insult me. Me and Bawana done already. Me and Bawana have an understanding. But my point and how I feel about certain things still stand. Because how can you say you're gonna fight with someone who didn't even have to physically fight? All they do, you know what, this dude to say he gonna hurt black folk. But instead of saying that, they go all the way back to Obama. They go back to Jimmy Carter. They go back to anything instead of staying on that point right there. They do a waltz around everything. I'm just saying. But there's a lot of them. There's a lot of Charleston Whites. There's a lot of Charleston Whites. Some of them, some of them, some of them just don't want to say it. Like I said, I know somebody who had on the Trump jumpsuit for 2 days after the election.
All right, so let me just remind you guys that Underground Railroad in America ran up to Canada and ran down to Red Bay's Andros, which is the largest island in the Bahamas. Buana's from Andros. I'm from Nassau, so let's just get that straight. Buana's from Andros. But anyway, Buana, you've heard everything everyone else had to say. What say you to all
Yes,
of
sir. Yes, sir. Let me first say that all the brothers on the panel are my brothers, and I respect them daily. I respect Black Steel's opinions and his right to his opinions. I respect Brother Bakari. Me and Brother Bakari is my brother. You know what I mean? We just having a disagreement right now. I was told specifically, do not poke the bear. I won't poke the bear so bad, but my woman tells me, even though Brother Bakari think I'm a misogynist, you know, and I listened to my woman. He say, "Do not mess with Brother Bakari tonight. Do not mess with him," because I think sometimes she loves Brother Bakari more than she loves me. Needless to say, she say, "Do not poke that bear," and I ain't gonna poke the bear. I can leave it alone. You know, so let him throw his blows. I can come back to it. The pendulum swings both ways. He's saying many things that I patently disagree with, and I could get him. I know I could get him. I'll get him later. I understand Black Steel. Black Steel. He was directing it at me, bro. He was directing it at me. It's all about me. It's all about me. But I love my brother regardless. We just have him and Kofi, but we just have a disagreement. So I will say what I
said earlier on my brethren, because I understand that politics sometimes is engender a whole lot of emotions. You know what I mean? And I know that this wound is very sore right now for many of my brothers. So they need a avenue to vent. It's unfortunate that I get being used as a punching bag for it, but I'll be the punching bag, man, because they're my brothers. I can take it. My shoulders are broad. My shoulders are broad. At the end of the day, after we get over this bullshit, because I really don't even believe in these white man politics, to be honest with you, if you want to get me in a real conversation, a real fucking conversation. But I understand that my brothers, them, feel away, they'll get over it, we'll get past it, and then we'll have more enlightening conversations. So I just want my brothers, them, to know that, first and foremost. It's interesting how Gert Wilders in the Netherlands had Muslim votes for him, and he is completely an anti Muslim kind of candidate. That's wild. That's a whole crazy other kind of Netherlands kinds of information that Jose put a foot forward. But I would say this to my Democratic brothers, and I stated this earlier on Kofi's live. Kamala Harris did some heavy lifting. Kamala Harris had 15 weeks to try to sell to the electorate that she wanted to become the president. Why? Because Joe Biden decided to drop out of the presidential race because he wanted to run for president. He decided to drop out very late. So this black woman say, I want to be president. So within 15 weeks, she was able to galvanize 65 million people to vote for her. Not only that, she was able to galvanize at least 224 of the electoral college votes. That is a phenomenal task and feat to be able to accomplish. She was accomplished in this actually going in. But the fact that she was able to do that is a big deal. Not only that, Kamala Harris was able to retain the numbers in terms of black voting. She got 90% of a women's vote. That is, yo, to get 90% of anything is it's an A automatically. But to be able to galvanize 90 something plus percent of the black female vote, that is a phenomenal feat. And then you get almost 80% of the black male vote. That's phenomenal. I'm not taking nothing away from Miss Harris and her accomplishments and what she was been able to galvanize. Let me tell you something too. The fact that she had a short space of time to run for president, it only means that if she had more time, she would have possibly have much more voters on her side, on a team. So I don't think it's so bad the fact that, hey, I lost this time. See, America, unfortunately, they've been taught from very young that all you have to do is try hard, and at the end of the day, it'll end happily ever after. It don't always end that way. Sometimes you gotta try and try again and try. If at first you don't succeed, you should try and try again. This is how the real world lives. So she'll eventually get there. Trump had to take a loss, and the white people in America had to eat that. So now, when it comes to next time, she possibly will be able to get into office and do her thing. I ain't taking nothing away from that black woman and what she has accomplished. Policy wise, me personally, let me tell you, policy wise, I don't agree with, as a social program, the marriage between a man and a man. I don't agree with that, brother. Me personally. When I see people like Billy Porter standing next to the president of the United States, it's embarrassing for me. He's a black man trying to pretend to be a woman. That's embarrassing for me. You know what I mean? Because I don't represent that. And another thing too is the whole abortion issue. The abortion issue is we talk about black life and black things. When he killing millions and millions of black babies, that's an issue for me. That's a hotbed issue for me. I can't ignore that. When they talk about big government and government always in your pocket and always in your business, I live in a country where there's big government. I want to see limited government where I am free to engage my life that I like the way that I wish to. Like the way that I wish to. I like small governments. Just get out of my friggin' pocket. Get out of my business. Unfortunately, it doesn't translate because when you come to America, the Democrats are big government. The Democrats are heavy on social things like allowing homosexuality and to exist in certain things and certain spaces, and then abortion rights, and then you have big government and things. Unfortunately, when you translate that into American lexicon, that's where you like post it. I am not a Trumpist, but if I was to translate my philosophy and ideas of life, unfortunately, I would more align my ideology would more align with the Republican ideas as opposed to the Democratic ideas, unfortunately. But I am not a Trumpist. I am not a racist, nor do I love racists. It just so happens that some of his ideas, some of the Republican ideas, I could understand. Some of the Republican ideas, not the Democratic ideas. Unfortunately. But like I say, I am not here to antagonize my brothers. I don't want us to get into a fight over no white man politics. No white man. We are Gaviites, we Pan Africans, we black nationalists. So we shouldn't be getting into no fisticuff over no white man politics. So I am trying my best, even though I get name called for days. I can stay out of that. Because there's a bigger picture and a bigger prize. And I like the position Anthony McFall is taking. And because they really kind of like hands off. Yeah, they see the bigger picture. But I'll leave it there, Coco, for now. I'll leave it there. I'll leave to be brief.
Yeah, it's all love, man. It's all I want to stress that we have this, you know, this bit of an ideological difference, but at the end of the day, going forward, especially, we want to discuss what we can do as black equals African people. What can we do to help each other out going forward, regardless of who is in power, and especially if Trump now is in power? What can we do to help one another? I have one more topic tonight, if you guys will oblige me. It's a bit of a palate cleanser, but it also stresses this idea that we are black people, and so we need to work together. I'll understand who can't hang around, but I think it's a good one. I think Kofi should hang. I think Brother Bakari should be here for this as well. Is there any last thoughts on this? Should be topic number 4 tonight. All right, beautiful. So let's do Should Breeze topic number 5. This is the last topic for the night for sure. For sure. And I appreciate Oni and Jose who have joined us tonight, even though they have crazy time differences. Should Breeze